What's up, y'all? It's your boy Oxy with a delayed episode of MMA Mondays. Today, we're going to be going over the light heavyweight division. If you guys don't know, UFC 291 is this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. I covered lightweight last week, which is the main event, and now we're covering the weight class for the co-main event, which is light heavyweight, and that's 205 pounds.
Sipping something silly, I go down with it. All black attire fitted comfortably. I've been playing with the verses and they unfinished. Y'all can have them when it's done, when I'm done with it. I ain't done with it, shit, I'm having fun with it. I run with it, couldn't get a crumb of it. I be bumping it, here speak a bust in it. Y'all can have it when it's finished, I ain't done with it.
At this point in time, there is no champion for light heavyweight. Former champion Jamal Hill had to vacate his title after rupturing his Achilles tendon. I think, dog, I don't know the actual injury, but I heard somewhere that it was the Achilles tendon. But we are still going to be covering Jamal Hill, who is the champion. Jamal Hill had a surprising run at 205 pounds, dominantly beating Glover Teixeira, who is retired, but is the former light heavyweight champion at 42 years fucking old. 42 or 41, I don't remember. So in theory, at number 1, we have Jiri Prochazka. He was also the former light heavyweight champion who vacated his title due to his own injury. He is somewhat set to return relatively soon, hopefully to challenge the next champion because of the manner of which he lost his championship. At this point in time, I do not know if it will be Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz for the title. So at number 2, we have Magomed Ankalaev, who somewhat recently had a fight with Jan Blachowicz that ended in a draw and pretty much just was boring. At number 3, we have Jan Blachowicz, who is also a former champion, to be the first to really just dominate against Dominic Reyes, which is absolutely surprising. He is fighting Alex Pereira at 205 pounds for maybe the light heavyweight championship. I don't know. At number 4, we have Alexander Rakic. He has been plagued with some injuries, so the light heavyweight is kind of in shambles right now. There's not much to be said about him because I don't know much about this division. I think it's the most underviewed division since Jones left. So just there's not too much star power in here. At number 5, we have Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is a really interesting prospect simply because of his rise, fall, and rise. When he was coming up into the ranks for the first time, man, he was a powerhouse and he was absolutely fun. But he damn near knocked himself out trying to do the worm. Then had a very large series of comical losses, losing to Jamal Hill himself. Now, as a patient man, is coming back and climbing up the ranks again and has actual potential to be challenging for the title. There's a current mistake with the UFC rankings. They have this man at number 5, even though he's below Johnny Walker, so technically he's number 6. It's Nikita Krylov. He's currently on a 3-fight win streak. There's not much to say. I think there's a lack of star power in this division, so I don't know what's going on. At number 7, we have Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith, for a while now, was pretty good. He did challenge John Jones when he was holding the title and did absolutely poor. He's recently kind of going on a decline, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him lose his next fights. I don't know. At number 8, we have Volkan Oezdemir. He is 1-2 in his last 3 and kind of on the decline as well. There's a serious lack of prospects in the top 10 in this division. At number 9, we have Paul Craig. I'm including Paul Craig in this discussion even though he just moved to middleweight and looked absolutely phenomenal. I think he's gonna stay there, and he actually beat now former champion Jamal Hill with like the craziest elbow break. He's not going to be competing anytime soon in 205, I don't think, especially how he performed at 185 and how he looked at 185. So we're just gonna kind of move on from him. To round out the top 10, we have Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann has a really cool Superman tattoo in the middle of his chest. He is 2-1 in his last 3, recently losing to number 6, Nikita Krylov. He has a good loss at least. He has not fought in a while, which is like pretty concerning, so we'll see. For an interesting prospect to look out for, we have an unranked fighter at Carlos Ulber. He does train with the Israel Adesanya camp and is kind of tearing through the division. The UFC is building him up very slowly, so definitely going to get that experience in before he starts getting in those ranked fights. We could see him potentially going against a top 15 fighter in the near future. But yeah, this one is kind of short. Like I said, 205-pound division isn't really much to talk about. But I am going to mention Alex Pereira, who just came from 185 pounds. He used to be in Glory Kickboxing, came into the UFC to track down the man that he beat in Glory Kickboxing, which is Israel Adesanya, which that feud is one of the greatest feuds in all of fighting. He's now moving up to light heavyweight after losing his title from Israel Adesanya. He is a large, massive person, so cutting that amount of weight is absolutely difficult for him. And he only did it because it's one of the greatest rivalries in all of fighting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget, UFC 291 is this Saturday. So let's get in the top picks for UFC 291. Who are your picks to win? Is it Justin Gaethje? Is it Dustin Poirier? This is an absolutely stacked fucking card. So please be on the lookout for this card. If you guys don't know too much about MMA, this is the card to watch. If you guys don't want to pay that really high price tag, you can always go to a bar, have fun with your friends, and watch people beat the shit out of each other. All of these fights in this card have fight of the night potential. That's how amazing this card is. No doubt about it, it will go to the main event, which is Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. Even the prelims are stacked. Let's go.
I can make a double agent, go protege. Red dress upon the devil when she so face. Open-minded conversation, then I fuck her brains. Ooh, keeping conversation like a known to me. Shit is getting kinda spooky like a ghost movie. Self-motivation, take a toast to me. In my mind, I built an empire, I just go diddy. Bitch talk like she independent, cause she got an OnlyFans, how she get her riches.